It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Monday. I hope you had an enjoyable weekend across the Ozarks. We certainly had some nice, beautiful weather to enjoy from time to time over the weekend, and then the rain on the radar overnight last night. In large part, I think your Monday is dry through the daylight hours, but things change for us late in the afternoon into the evening, and I have storms that will continue in the forecast overnight tonight. Lots of rain maybe heading our way. And once again, it carries the potential for severe weather. We've had our fair share of severe thunderstorm warnings over the weekend forecast, some hail reported down in Arkansas. Of course, we had our eastern counties seeing all of the large hail and damaging wind gusts on Friday. And I'm sure you heard about that EF3 tornado hitting the St. Louis area, much of southern Illinois, as well as portions of Kentucky as well. Severe weather, not out of the headlines. We had a big severe weather outbreak yesterday for portions of Kansas and Oklahoma. It's that storm system that is now rolling east and providing severe weather chances for us here in the Ozarks today. I think this is going to be an event, though, that happens later in the day, and a lot of the daylight hours today will actually be dry. The atmosphere is what we call capped, meaning that we have some stable air in place above our heads, and we are going to see some dry time in the forecast today. There is another chance for severe weather, though, and the risks are vast. We have multiple chances for strong storms. They include heavy rain and flash flooding, but also the threat for severe weather, including hail, high winds, as well as tornadoes. It's a wide portion of the central U.S. expecting some of this severe weather today, so I want everybody to be on high alert. Have a plan no matter where you're at. If you're at work or school or home, just know where you will go if there is going to be severe weather developing in the forecast. The concerns here are for hail. Big time hail. I mean, tennis ball sized hail is possible out of some of these storms later on. I think that the best chance, like the window for timing here, will be sometime between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. for the large damaging hail. And then overnight, the risks will change and turn to wind and even the chance for flash flooding, as well as super, super heavy rain leading to high water rises. A few tornadoes possible in some of these storms as well. And that is going to be a threat that lasts through the day today as we hold on to the opportunity for severe weather. These strong to severe storms will last through late the afternoon, through the overnight hours tonight, and may even hang around through early Tuesday morning. There will be the risks that include a few tornadoes. The main risks, however, will be large hail and damaging wind. And as I've already mentioned, that heavy rain may lead to some localized flooding, and these threats exist everywhere in the Ozarks, including Springfield, no matter where you're at, all the way down into northern Arkansas, up into central Missouri, eastern Ozarks, western Ozarks. Everybody today has the chance for an enhanced risk of severe weather. Also, these multiple rounds of heavy rain may lead to too much water too quickly. 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is going to be a pretty good bet through tomorrow morning for most areas in the Ozarks. I have to tell you, though, that there's at least some chance that some spots in the Ozarks could see 4, 5, 6 inches of rain all at once. It's going to be way too much too quickly as storms move over the same areas where they've already been. So high water, definitely a concern with several rounds of showers and thunderstorms expected through tomorrow morning. They can train across the same locations. You know, we had some rain on the radar overnight last night. Yeah, we're going to get another round late this afternoon, maybe another round tonight. They could keep going overnight, lasting through tomorrow morning. So I want you to be aware that there could be some rises in small streams and rivers, and especially in some of the flood-prone areas. I expect that temperatures today, while we're starting out in the mid-60s this morning, we're going to warm into the mid-80s. Today, one of the warmest in the 7-day forecast, because all of this activity and severe weather is happening out ahead of a cold front. Once that cold front gets here, it is really going to open the door to some cooler weather in the Ozarks. So on Tuesday, we may still hit 80. But we're talking 60s for highs for the rest of the week. So it will be much, much cooler in the Ozarks as we head into the second half of the work week forecast. Around the country, of course, our severe weather and flash flooding is going to make national news headlines. So all eyes are on us as we head through the rest of your Monday. We have extreme heat and dangerous temperatures also making headlines for portions of South Texas and Florida, as well as critical fire weather for much of the southern New Mexico and West Texas regions. there's a lot of hazardous weather happening across the country as we begin the new work week. So it is a busy start to the week in many locations across the country. That is for sure. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. Question that I left you with last week. What is the name of the atmospheric condition where warm, moist air near the ground is trapped beneath cooler, drier air aloft, often leading to explosive thunderstorm development? And the options here are A, a cold front, B, a temperature inversion, C, a jet stream, or D, a dry line. And you may not know it by this name, but B, a temperature inversion, is the correct answer. But a temperature inversion and a capped atmosphere, something that I told you about earlier, conditions that we have today, are essentially the same thing. A temperature inversion refers to the layer in the atmosphere where the temperature increases with height. It creates this stable layer that acts as a cap on rising air. Oftentimes, this is an inhibitor of thunderstorms, but as soon as that cap erodes, you get that explosive thunderstorm development. So that's what I'm watching for today, is for our cap to erode so the thunderstorms can take off late this afternoon and this evening. If you chose B, temperature inversion, you would be correct. All right, we talked about that EF3 hitting St. Louis last week. Here's the quiz question that I have for you tomorrow. Before Friday's storms, when was the last time that the St. Louis area had fatalities from a tornado? So aside from Friday's event, where unfortunately we do know of 5 fatalities in the St. Louis area, before that, when was the last time St. Louis had fatalities from a tornado? Do you think it was A, in 1940, B, in 1959, C, in 2020, or D, just last year in 2024? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you for starting off your day here with Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. It is an important weather day. Thanks for listening. And please, everybody, stay weather aware through the day on Monday. I'll be back to chat with you first thing tomorrow morning. I also want to thank our sponsors, Command Family Medicine and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Stay safe, everybody. We'll chat Tuesday morning.